Yo, hello everybody and welcome back yet again to another daily update video. My name is CryptoStash and I hope you're having an amazing week. Currently it is Friday, end of the week, and let's get right into the charts for Bitcoin. Right now you can see we actually lost this value area low. We broke down of this range as you can see right now, and Bitcoin is currently trading below $117,000. Basically the value area low, which was the level that I was looking for a potential bounce. Right here you can see price respected this level many times, but today you can see once we lost that level once again and got a confirmation, right now Bitcoin is trading below this range, which is actually right now kind of bearish. And we might, if we go on a hard time frame, you can see this is basically the previous range that we are consolidating and broke out of. It is possible that Bitcoin right now grinds down and retests the value area high of this range, which is 109k. And in my opinion, it is very possible, since we do have a lot of liquidity on the way down, and also on the weekly time frame and on the monthly time frame, the RSI is a bit not overbought, but it was touching that 80 line, as you can see right here. So some more weeks of correction until we touch this level might be possible. I am still remaining bullish since we are still in the summer. Q3 is basically considered a bad quarter for Bitcoin, as you know, and for crypto in general, but this summer Q3 has been very bullish. So in my opinion, it's very possible that we get the last month of Q3 in August, that we may have some kind of downside. But then again, once Q4 starts, Q4 is always bullish, guys, in my opinion. And we can potentially look for something to play out, potentially like this, a consolidation, a retest of that level. And then during Q4 we will potentially make another very strong push to the upside, potentially taking out this last yearly pivot resistance, which is 150k, and my final target for this year. I know it sounds very impossible right now, but believe me, 120k was also impossible, but yet here we are. We made the all-time high at the $123,000. And right now we are having that small pullback that I did post on my X 2 weeks ago, basically. I think on the, when did we make that top right here? On 123, 14th of July, I did call that it is possible, since the yearly pivot resistance are very strong levels. And as you know, you need to short basically resistance and long support. It's just simple strategy and works almost every time perfectly. And as you can see, we are getting rejected from that resistance. Bitcoin did not manage to break out, but this is once again completely normal. We are having a slight pullback, and as you know, like pullbacks of around 30% or around 15 to 20% are completely normal in bull markets. As you can see, we got exactly 30% of a correction last year during the summer, and we got 31% of a correction this the Q1, basically. I think it was during March and April we got that pullback. And even if you look historically, right here Bitcoin is in a bull market, it gets correction of around 31%. Then it makes another top, it gets correction of around 50%, then it pumps once again, and right here it makes another correction of around 24%, and then as you can see the bear market started. So if you look historically, this kind of corrections like here and like here and like here and right now potentially right here are completely normal. It is very hard to call the top for Bitcoin, as you know, since there is no top. Actually, you can Bitcoin in the long-term run, in my opinion, and not just in my opinion, many people's opinion, that Bitcoin has no top and it will continue to rise during the coming years. So still I am expecting for right now in the short term, basically some kind of correction to 109. Basically, if you look at the liquidation heat map, you can see to 109 down to 107 to 106 even, we do have a lot of liquidity. Now we do have still liquidity sitting at the top side, but as of right now Bitcoin is creating lower highs right here. As you can see, this is a high, this is a lower high, another lower high, and right here another lower high. So basically we are kind of trending down, and the fact that we are breaking below this range right here, this consolidation, is I'm thinking that we might see a continuation in that correction basically. But there are also good signs today. We finally got a green day for the Bitcoin ETF inflows. We got an inflow of around 226 million for Bitcoin, which is also very bullish. And if we look the Ethereum ETF, you can see the Ethereum ETF has been getting absolutely smashed right the last couple of weeks. It has seen inflows like never before. Before it had only like 5 million, and right now the Ethereum ETF is getting inflows of over 533 million almost every day, you can see. So it might take Ethereum to very high prices, and I think the Solana ETF is currently not tradable from the HARS, but you know, it is still getting like 13. This is basically what Ethereum was getting before, like 13, 12 million, 11, 8 million, and right now Ethereum is absolutely getting those massive inflows. Fear and Greed index starting to drop right here. We might get back into that neutral zone, and once we get there, we will be expecting another move. As you know, previous times I have told you, once we have been in that neutral zone, don't expect to stay there for long. We will always get a move while Bitcoin is there. So as of right now, still trading in that grid zone. If we look at the long versus shorts ratio for Bitcoin, basically we do have more sellers right now, obviously, than longs. You can see on the major exchanges. And if we look at even the open interest and the CVD, you can see we had significant drop in CVD and significant rise in open interest, which suggests that there are shorts opening right here in the market, which is also trying to take the price down. But as of right now, in my opinion, all of this move might be a fake out, or we might get that real correction down to 109 or potentially down to 106, which is where most of the liquidity sits to the downside, and then we can see Bitcoin run for real. But in my opinion, we won't be getting it's gonna be very hard, in my opinion, to get Bitcoin below 100k again with all the institutional inflows and stuff. But as you know, Trump just recently signed that he's legalizing crypto in the US. You know, there are very bullish news, and I am not expecting, but as you know, anything can happen. People were also not expecting Bitcoin to go again below 100k right here, but it did and got that very big correction. So the same thing might happen again. And as for the altcoins, if we look at Ethereum still above that weekly pivot. Ethereum is actually looking pretty strong. Let me just turn off the yearly pivot so we can see better. Basically, still keeping above that weekly pivot. On the daily time frame, we were overbought, and right now it is cooling off the RSI indicator. So as long as Ethereum stays above the weekly pivot, basically 3,500 is a very key zone. If Ethereum manages to flip that zone, we might feel we might go back down and test basically the high right here, 2,900, or maybe even this high that we made, which is $3,050 for it. But as of right now, I am potentially expecting more chop to come here before the next move happens. Solana is having a stronger push to the downside and is currently right now actually falling below that 180 dollar region, the value area high of the very big range right here. Let me show you. You can see this was very important key level for Solana to close above a candle, and as you can see, On the weekly, we are leaving such a big week to the upside, but we want to see a candle body closure above this value area high in order for us to see continuation for Solana back to the 270s or the all-time high. We want to see that for Solana, but Solana is still struggling right now. The stock market is doing really well. The S&P 500 is, as you can see, currently creating another new all-time high. Basically very strong uptrend the whole time. The Nasdaq also doing the same thing, creating new all-time high as of right now, the moment we're speaking. And as I have been telling you in all of my previous videos, we want to see that stock market continuation in order for Bitcoin to also run. But if the stock market starts showing some weakness, like we got right here or right here, some kind of a bigger correction, we got right here a correction of around 9%. Right here we got a correction of around 5%. So basically, if we were to see a correction of around 9% right now for the stock market, then Bitcoin would take quite a big of a dump, in my opinion. So this is why we want to see the stock market continue with small corrections, like basically 2% to 3%, like we got right here. You can see this is basically nothing, and the trend is still very strong. And so yes guys, this will be it for today's update video. I hope you liked it. Subscribe for my channel. Don't forget to follow me on X, and don't forget to trade on KSX. Basically 0 fees on spot, 0 maker fees, and 0.01 taker on futures. The lowest fees possible out of all the exchanges. You can sign up using my link, which would be in the description, or using the code right here. And so see you again in the next one. Bye.